Hello, America, and welcome to White House News Channel. Today, President Trump has taken major action to strengthen our national defense and energy security. He issued five separate presidential determinations under Section 303 of the Defense Production Act of 1950. These determinations address critical areas, expanding our electric grid infrastructure and supply chains for transformers, transmission lines, and related equipment, boosting domestic development, manufacturing, and deployment of large-scale energy infrastructure, increasing natural gas transmission, processing, storage, and liquefied natural gas capacity, supporting coal supply chains and baseload power generation, and enhancing domestic petroleum production, refining, and logistics capacity. All of these actions stem from the national energy emergency he declared in Executive Order 14156 on January 20th, 2025, and they direct the Secretary of Energy to use federal tools to expand American capabilities where private industry cannot move fast enough on its own. In addition, the President issued a presidential determination exempting the Air Force's jet fighter training operations in Idaho, Oregon, and Nevada from certain water pollution control requirements for 1 year. We're turning all of these official memoranda into a special interview style discussion so you can hear exactly what the president directed. We're turning today's official memoranda into a special interview style discussion so you can hear exactly what the president directed. Let's get straight into it.
Thank you, Donald Johnson, for that warm introduction. It's great to be here with all of you.
Mr. President, thank you for joining us. Americans want to understand today's actions on energy and national defense. Please walk us through these presidential determinations in your own words.
Thank you, Donald Johnson. On January 20th, 2025, I issued Executive Order 14156 declaring a national energy emergency. That order found that America's inadequate energy production, transportation, and infrastructure constitute an unusual and extraordinary threat to the nation's economy, national security, and foreign policy. It recognized that foreign adversaries have exploited these vulnerabilities and that an affordable and reliable domestic supply of energy is essential to ensuring United States defense readiness, economic strength, and energy independence. Consistent with that declaration, I have determined that America's aging and constrained electric grid infrastructure poses an increasing threat to national defense. The nation's capacity to design, produce, and deploy large scale grid infrastructure, including transformers, high voltage transmission components, advanced conductors, power electronics, substations, and grid supporting manufacturing equipment, is dangerously limited. These supply chains face significant risks due to foreign competition, long production lead times, and an over reliance on imported equipment. Therefore, pursuant to Section 303 of the Defense Production Act of 1950, I determined that grid infrastructure and its associated upstream supply chains are industrial resources, materials, or critical technology items essential to the national defense. Without presidential action, United States industry cannot reasonably be expected to provide these capabilities in a timely manner. I have waived certain requirements of the Act to expand domestic capability for grid infrastructure. I have also determined that development, manufacturing, and deployment of large scale energy and energy related infrastructure is essential to national defense. Due to financing risks, regulatory delays, and market barriers, these cannot be met under existing market conditions. I direct the Secretary of Energy to implement purchases, commitments, and financial instruments to expand this capability. For natural gas and liquefied natural gas capacity, I find that ensuring sufficient natural gas transmission, processing, storage, and LNG capacity is critical to sustaining United States defense operations and allied energy security. I have determined that these are essential to national defense and have waived requirements under the Defense Production Act to expand domestic capacity. On coal, I have determined that reliable coal supply chains and baseload power generation capacity are essential to national defense. Coal mining and logistics, terminals, stockpiles, and power generation facilities provide indispensable resilience to our power grids. I have directed action under the Defense Production Act to expand coal supply chain capacity and baseload generation availability. For domestic petroleum, I have determined that resilient domestic petroleum production, refining, and logistics capacity is central to United States defense readiness. Petroleum fuels the nation's armed forces, industrial base, and crucial infrastructure. I have directed the Secretary of Energy to implement this determination under the Defense Production Act. Finally, pursuant to Section 313 of the Federal Water Pollution Control Act, I have determined that it is in the paramount interest of the United States to exempt the United States Air Force's jet fighter training operations in Idaho, Oregon, and Nevada from federal, state, interstate, and local requirements respecting the control and abatement of water pollution for a 1 year period beginning April 20th, 2026 and ending April 20th, 2027. This exemption does not apply to the requirements of 33 USC 1316 and 1317, and it does not imply that permits would otherwise be required. All of these actions are being implemented by the Secretary of Energy and the Secretary of the Air Force as directed and will be published in the Federal Register.
Mr. President, thank you for clearly explaining these important presidential determinations that strengthen our electric grid, energy infrastructure, natural gas, coal, petroleum capacity, and support vital Air Force training operations. Your leadership is delivering real solutions for American energy independence and national security.
Thank you very much. We are going to make America's energy strong, secure, and independent once again.
We are deeply grateful for your decisive action on these critical national defense matters, Mr. President. Thank you for putting America's energy security and military readiness first.
God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
What do you think of President Trump's actions today to strengthen America's energy infrastructure and support our military training? Drop your thoughts below. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest from the president. God bless America. Thank you for listening to our channel, White House News Channel. We will keep bringing you the news as the president writes them. Just the real news, real fast.